Hello and welcome back to the offensive line. You know, we live in a world that is filled with daily worries and anxiety. The verse we're doing today is a comfort to all who are overwhelmed by these worries and anxieties. But that doesn't mean it's always used in the right way. So we're back with another video about a verse taken out of context. And this episode we're doing 1 Peter 5:7.
1 Peter 5:7 is where we are told to cast all our cares and anxieties on him. But let's look at 1 Peter 5 verse 6 together with verse 7. And they say, "Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you at the proper time, casting all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you."
So you see, if you read the entire sentence, which is both verses together, we see that it's not just about feeling stressed from a tough day at work and then casting your anxiety onto him. Peter writes this letter to encourage those facing persecution for their faith. It's important that we understand that as the central purpose behind this letter. He's not just giving life advice on how to be less stressed.
The Christians Peter is writing to were finding it harder and harder to follow Christ. The persecution that many Christians in America go through today is nothing like what they went through back then. Physical beatings, being thrown into prison, and Peter himself had experienced it all. 1 Peter 5 verses 6 to 7 is an encouragement to these Christians.
Christians who do the will of God, which if you want to know more, we'll be talking about in the next video. For the Christians Peter is writing this letter to, they are doing the will of God. And now they were being brought to harsh trials that we know are meant for the testing of the Christian faith. The temptation in these trials is to doubt God.
Because isn't that what worry and anxiety actually is? You're unsure of God's sovereignty and goodness, which causes you to doubt God. But instead, Peter calls on them to humble themselves and submit to God's will. And then going to 1 Peter 5 verse 7, cast anxiety that they might have on him, trust in him completely.
This verse isn't saying that we can be anxious but cast our anxieties on Christ so that we will be less anxious. Instead, it's saying that we don't need to be anxious at all because we can have complete trust in God. Jesus says in Matthew 11, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest."
When we cast our anxieties on him, it means that we can move from the anxiety resulting from trusting in our own knowledge and abilities to trusting in God and resting in his provision. The image this verse conveys of casting is throwing something on top of or into something else. A modern day usage would be casting or throwing the lure from your fishing rod onto the water.
But this verse doesn't just end with casting your anxieties on him, but the reason why we can do so, which is that he cares for us. God cares for us and isn't an impersonal God who created the world and all its inhabitants and just left us on our own. Check out our video on the Christian cliche, Christianity isn't a religion, it's a relationship. Christianity is not just a relationship, but that's definitely an important part of it. We are able to have a relationship with God.
So knowing this, what are we to do? It means that we can pray. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. That's Philippians 4:6. It means that we can remind ourselves of truths like 1 Peter 5, 6 to 7. And we can also seek godly counsel and wisdom from others around us. That's the beauty of the church. We not only have a God who cares about us, but brothers and sisters that help and encourage us.
We hope that was another encouraging video for you. We hope you were comforted to know that you don't have to worry or be anxious. God cares for you. And if you face trials while doing his will, you can cast all your anxieties on him. If you enjoyed our video, give us a like and let us know in the comment section down below. We would love to know what you guys think. We are the offensive line, and we're uncomplicating the complicated. We'll see you next week. Which is that we can also trust that.
Which is that we can be cared for him. Which is that we can be cared.
Just reset.
By him.
We can also. It's stuck in my head now.